and Mercy 0-4. Now what the Knights can do here tonight is they can vault themselves into the middle of the pack, and that one step at a time for Kirk Pepanakis' crew.
Right, and like you said, their record might be a little deceiving since they played a lot of the top teams already.
One of their losses also came to a CW post, the Queens College Knights, and they stayed in that game in certain spots, and we were a little bit surprised at how they would come on with a little bit of a run against post. Here are the Knights with the first possession of our game tonight from Queens. Glad you could join us. Queens in the white. And they work it into the lane and back out to Khalif Alicott. Last time we joined you, Khalif was coming off the bench. He's starting tonight, tries a three-point shot. That will not go. And the Knights get off with the miss. And here's Bridgeport the other way. They work it down, quickly go to the baseline. And Demetrius Phillips gets inside, and there's a quick foul. You're going to have to get back defensively against this club because they can run the floor.
Yeah, they look pretty quick so far.
Demetrius Phillips will go to the free throw line. And as you can see, he has some height. First one is up and no good. And he really got down there to take that pass. Demetrius 6'8" out of Baltimore, Maryland.
He's a 57% free throw shooter. And you can see why with two misses right there.
He missed both. They have him listed from Fordham U High School. All right, it comes around the perimeter. Here's Alicott in the corner. Now they go out in the middle, and a jumper is good. Right on the money for the newcomer, Martin Singleton. And they could use that. The Knights can as they open up this one quarter through season. And they get the turnover, and up they come and give it to Michael Leander, who jumps it from the baseline, and he misses. Leander had a wide-open look taken off by Bridgeport in the purple. They give it away as it's knocked away from behind. And the Knights look quick at the get-go. There's something that Kirk Pepanakis, Kirk Littleoh, Wayne Zegbaum, they talk about with this club constantly. It's defense. Here's Lacayo putting it up from outside. It's no good. That was Adil Lacayo, who's starting in the backcourt with Khalif Alicott. Then we have Martin Singleton, Mike Leander, and big Mr. Tull on the starting unit for Queens tonight, Greg Tull. That's a turnover for Bridgeport, and it stays 3-0 for the Knights.
Kind of a slow start for the Purple Knights. A couple turnovers here in the first 2 minutes of play.
Purple Knights going back to those purple uniforms now. They had black uniforms previously. Comes to the baseline. Leander, a jump shot from the baseline. No good offside rim. Leander 0 for 2 in the ball game. And quickly down court come the Bridgeport Purple Knights. And driving all the way in and scooping it home is Steve Martin. No, not that Steve Martin.
A nice coast-to-coast job by Martin.
Martin and Demetrius Phillips are playing on that front line for Bridgeport. And Lee Frazier. Now outside is Adil Lacayo. He gets inside, takes his man to the basket, and draws the foul. Nice move by Adil going down the left of the lane. And Lacayo coming to this ball club this year, one of the parts that the Knights added. Will head for the free throw line now. He is from Salesian High School in the Bronx. School I am very familiar with from the past. The first free throw, no good. Had a lot of friends that went to Salesian High School.
Is
That's
that right?
why I'm familiar with it. Missed his first free throw. And the more I look at him, he looks like a Salesian kid. Here's his second. It's good. He made one of two. And it's 4-2 in favor of the Knights. Bridgeport, as we said, they want to get those wagons going, and here they come. And they get it hitched up, and Demetrius Phillips this time gets an offensive foul. Phillips smacking into the Knight player, picks up his second foul, and he will have to be taken out by Mike Rowan. Mike Rowan is in his 9th year as head coach of the Purple Knights. Here comes Alicott in the forecourt down the left side. Alicott along the left sideline. He's guarded at an angle by Martin. Passes across court to Singleton. Now to Lacayo. He's at the foul line. Puts it up. No good. Rebound. Tall. Ripped it off and gets it back outside. Off the miss. Then they go into the corner and give it to Lacayo again. And this time he knocks it down. He knocks down a three-pointer. This is looking much more like night basketball. And we have an offensive foul on Bridgeport's Dave Boykin.
It's been a pretty physical game here early on. Bridgeport's really trying to push the issue, bring the ball up court, and try and penetrate through the lane. But some nice defense by Queens, drawing 2 offensive fouls in a row.
Queens has looked like the more composed club to this point.
So far, yes.
Now they bring in Teairez Stennis, and he will make his first entry into the game. Teairez number 33, and here are the Knights with the ball with a 7-2 lead. A much different start from the club's meeting last year. Here's Lacayo into the right corner. Over to Martin Singleton. Singleton cuts to the right, cutting to the lane. In fact, that was Singleton with the ball the whole time, and he got called for traveling. They closed up the lane on him, and he had nowhere to go with it. Now they're moving the Knight bench back a little bit. You wonder what the officials do. Well, they have different things to do. A little clean up here and a little moving back the bench. And
seems like a very small thing to worry about.
Ball comes up court. Here's Steve Martin with it. Martin sends it up towards the basket and taking it in Lee Frazier, but he hung short on his layup, and the Knights rush it right back the other way. This is something the Knights want to do, too. If Bridgeport gets caught up court, let's get down. They get it in the corner. Here's a jumper from there, Lacayo, and he can't hit it. Lacayo missed. The rebound snatched by the Purple Knights with a 7-2 Queens lead. 15:54 to go first half. And they had trouble handling the ball on the baseline again.
Yeah, like I said, they're looking kind of sloppy right now. I think Bridgeport maybe just needs to slow it down a little bit. They got some good shooters on this team. Maybe they should try and get a...
That was Teairez Stennis. Teairez is one of the best low post, or has been the last couple of seasons, one of the best low post players in the league in the ECC. And he turned the ball over in an attempt to get there. Here's Lacayo between the circles. Backdoor play and cut. Khalif Alicut got the ball, but he never got to get the shot up. He was called for pushing off. They called Queens for the foul there, and what could have been a backdoor layup, but it stays 7-2. That was on Alicut, and gets his first. Kirk Pepanakis wanted to know who the foul was called on. As they come up court, here's Steve Martin. No offense being shown so far by Bridgeport. Now they're going to go in low to Teairez Stennis, and he puts it up and good.
Well, you talked about him being one of the best post players in the league, and there's an example of why.
Well, it's only a matter of time before he gets involved. He averages, I believe, about 16 points a game. Let's look at the current stats, 18.7, and one of the league leaders.
He's fifth overall in the East Coast Conference in scoring.
And his fellow Purple Knight, David Boykin, averaging about 13 a game, 12.5. They struggle a little bit from there, though. They lost some players from last year. Cornell Littlejohn, Lex James. They were seniors, and they're going with a younger club this year here at Bridgeport. So there might be some learning involved here. 7-4 as Lands is checked in for the Queens Knight. Lamont Lands, and he traveled with the basketball. Then he flipped it out of bounds, and it goes over to Bridgeport. Lamont is out of Spring Valley, New York. So it's a 7-4 game. They want to put the pressure on Bridgeport, make it difficult for them to inbound it, and as Sam Getaway gets the ball, they will get a timeout. Getaway getting a timeout for the Bridgeport Purple Knights. Yeah, Stennis averages 19 a game, Boykin 12 a game, and then you have Steve Martin about 9 a game. There's a little drop-off after that. More about Bridgeport last year, more about Queens last year, John. They missed the tournament, Queens, last year. Only the top 8 teams make it, and the Knights finished out of the money there because they only had 2 conference wins. Bridgeport made it, went in on the first round and got knocked out by St. Thomas Aquinas, which was a notch better than them. They were 5th, I believe, the 5th seed. Aquinas was the 4th seed. So neither of these teams